Foundation Level Objective 2.1.5 K2. Explain the shift left approach. There are only 2 questions regarding the shift left approach. So, as you might have guessed, there's a 50% chance you will get a shift left approach question. Shift left means we shift our testing to the left of the typical software development life cycle. So the idea is to test as early as possible. First question. Which of the following is not an example of the shift left approach? Honestly, when I first read this question and its option answers, I got confused. I didn't notice the not in the question body, so I thought everything was true. Anyway, this is a reminder for all of us to be careful to know if they want the true statements or the false statement in the question. So, in this question, we are looking for a false statement. A. Reviewing the user requirements before they are formally accepted by the stakeholders. This is true. Reviewing documents early is an example of a shift left approach. Notice that before they are formally accepted by the stakeholders means that the document has not been finalized yet, so it's still in draft mode. B. Writing a component test before the corresponding code is written. This is an example of a test-driven development approach, which is an example of a shift left approach. So, the statement is true. C. Executing a performance efficiency test for a component during component testing. The statement is true. Considering non-functional characteristics like performance during testing is another example of shift left testing. The opposite would be to consider the non-functional testing late in the process, which is not recommended. D. Writing a test script before setting up the configuration management process. Test scripts could vary according to the configuration used. If we write the test before setting up the configuration process, then there's a big chance we need to visit those scripts again. So, it makes no sense to create the test scripts before this process is set up. The second question. Which of the following provides the best description of the shift left approach? This is similar to the previous question, but this time we are looking for the correct statement. Option A. When agreed by the developers, manual activities on the left-hand side of the test process are automated to support the principle of early testing saves time and money. This is not correct. The shift left approach has nothing to do with manual or automation testing or the direction of the test process. It's true though that the shift left approach supports the principle early testing saves time and money. Option B. Where cost-effective test activities are moved to be performed earlier in the software development life cycle, SDLC, to reduce the total cost of quality by reducing the number of defects found later in the SDLC. Cost of quality means how much we pay for quality, including the test activities. Cost of quality is an interesting topic. You might like reading more about it. When we start testing early, as in the shift left approach, we find defects early, and the cost of fixing those bugs is cheaper when found in the early stages of the software development life cycle. So, option B is correct. So, let's hope the following answer options are false. Option C. When they have spare time available, testers are required to automate tests for regression testing, starting with component tests and component integration tests. This is not correct. It doesn't make sense to consider automation when the testers have spare time. And again, automating the tests has nothing to do with the shift left approach. Option D. When available, testers are trained to perform tasks early in the SDLC to allow more test activities to be automated later in the SDLC. Not correct. Automating the tests has nothing to do with the shift left approach. Therefore, the correct answer is B.